Howdy, howdy, y'all. It is another Maharaj video, chapter 18. To know what you are, find what you are not. Which, this is a very, this concept, if you've been watching some of these of the past videos or if you've read this book before, you'll know this is a concept that Maharaj kind of goes back to constantly, especially when we're talking about understanding I am. You first start with what you are not, or you try to go beyond this. And so, yeah, and you really, especially at the end, I'll, 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 I'll read the part where he talks about this, explicitly. Um, But yeah, the questioner in this conversation is pretty intelligent, though. Once again, like this is a very highly educated or intelligent person. I feel, although they definitely have, they have the flaws that Maharaj really is good at. I don't want to say I don't want to call them flaws. It's like just this. He's very good at finding like the parts where it's like, nope, that's where you're mistaken. Oh no, that's the part where you're mistaken about. And it can just be like very just whoop, small parts. Because like in this part, I mean, the questioner gets a lot of the stuff. He's not wrong about a lot of stuff per se. It's just there's just a few things in there. For example, he talks about how he it's hard for him to understand how consciousness can be impersonal. That this is a part that he really has a hard time grasping about, and and so they kind of then end up getting into this, thing about people if persons and universals or universes, I guess, are real, and he says, and Maharaj, kind of rejects, neither, um, and so they go through this back and forth, and they talk about sleep. Once again, they talk about sleep a lot in this book. Sleep is a very big topic in this book because it's really this debate point about consciousness and how it works and whatnot. So yeah, sleep is brought up like all the time. I've noticed. That's something I didn't think about. I would be reading a lot about in this book, but here we are. And but yeah, so from there though, they do end up agreeing. Actually, a very interesting agreement they come to is like, okay, we're going to agree that in the waking state and the dream state, we're going to agree it's the same, or that they're the same person essentially. Even said, the questioner even says, I am the same person in my dreams. Maharaj, agreed. Let us consider them together, waking and dreaming. The difference is merely in continuity. Were your dreams consistently continuous, bringing back night after night the same surroundings and the same people, you would be at a loss to know which is the waking and which is the dream. Henceforth, when we talk of the waking state, we shall include the dream state too. And the question is, agreed, I am a person in a conscious relation with the world. Maharaj, are the world and the conscious relation with it essential to your being a person? Questioner, even confined in a cave, I remain a person. And Maharaj, it implies a body, a cave, and a world in which they can exist. And they go back and forth, and I don't want to try to read it all, but like the back and forth is pretty intense. Um, and even and in fact, actually, what he said, yeah, the question says like, oh yeah, and so yeah, the consciousness stands alone. The question is, consciousness stands alone. The person and the world appear in consciousness. Maharaj, you said appear. Could you add disappear? So this is interesting, and so what he really is end up trying to allude at is like, no, 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 no. It's not that you are a person in relation to the world. It's that you are that. You are I am, and then there's just all this other stuff. So that's the world, everything else is just the illusionary, whatever. The real source is that I am, and it comes from you. Um, because he even says, may it be the other around, may maybe it's the other way around. Because of you, there is a world. And the questioner literally says, to me, such a statement appears meaningless. And I feel like Maharaj might have been like, "Excuse me." No, I wonder. I do. I would have loved, like I said, I would have loved this being a fly on the wall to see how he would have how Maharaj would have responded to that statement, because or at least in terms of his like body language right now. Because he says it's meaningless may disappear on investigation. I feel like that's kind of him just kind of being nice, being like, "Come on, dude, like no, like." Kind of think about it, man. Like, and he says, "Where do we begin?" Question is like, "Where do we begin?" Like, and so, yeah, this back and forth gets to this last point here that I really want to read. Um, that I think is a really good encapsulation of what probably why they included this chapter. I would say this is probably the portion why of like the important like and why this chapter got the name it did. Um, so here's my rush. You cannot possibly say, oh yeah, because they actually go back and forth in the contest. They go back and forth, and Maharaj, says all I know is whatever depends is not real. The the real is truly independent. Since the existence of the person depends on the existence of the world, it is circumscribed and defined by the world. It cannot be real. The questioner, it cannot be a dream, surely. Maharaj, even a dream has existence when it is cognized and enjoyed or endured. Wherever you think and feel has being, but it may not be what you take it to be. What you think to be a person may be something quite different. And this is where the questioner says this next thing, and woo boy, Maharaj goes off on a tangent. Because this questioner says, I am what I know myself to be. I am what I know myself to be. Now, yeah, Maharaj. Oof, I'll just get to it. Yeah, this is what he says, and this is like the last part of the whole chapter. This is where the chapter ends. You cannot possibly say that you are what you think yourself to be. Your ideas about yourself change from day to day and from moment to moment. Your self image is the most changeful thing you have. It is utterly vulnerable at the mercy of passerby, a bereavement, the loss of a job, an insult, and your image of yourself, which you call your person, changes deeply. To know what you are, you must first investigate and know what you are not. And to know what you are not, you must watch yourself carefully, rejecting all that does not necessarily go with the basic fact I am. The ideas I am born at a given place, at a given time, from my parents, and now I am so and so, living at, married to, father of, employed by, and so on, are not inherent in the sense of I am. Your usual attitude is of I am this, separate consistently and specifically the I am from this or that, it mean or that, and try to feel what it means to be. Just be without being this or that. All our habits go against it, and the task of fighting them is long and hard sometimes, but clear understanding helps a lot. The clearer you understand that on the level of the mind you can be described in negative terms only, the quicker you will come to the end of your search and realize your limitless being. I love that. He ends on that too. Yeah, just that. I think that's what really like the I am and all this comes to. At the end of the day, it's not just reject. It's like it's rejecting really limits. It's because when you think of in terms of this or that, you're just thinking of terms of limiting yourself. That's ultimately what it is. And this is like I think a, a lot of this I am stuff is just a lot of don't limit yourself. You are everything. You are the universe. You are one with it. You are everything with it. So yeah, like I said, this is went on very long, but I like I said, I just been enjoying these chapters, and I keep enjoying each and one of them more and more. Especially, I think as you get more absorbed into the thinking of Maharaj, you can really enjoy a lot of these conversations. Anyways, I will leave it at that. I hope you all have a good one. Peace.